Welcome back. Meta High School Esports. We have our last matchup of the day, and it's going to be League of Legends. Emperor, you and I coming in. Finally, a game we both know very well on our hands, and we've got two teams on our hands as well that we should know. They've been playing through Queensland all season long, and finally they meet up here for state finals. It's going to be Wavell State versus Macgregor State.
Hiya! I had to do it. We were talking about Uncle Roger before this, but it's going to be great. This is the grand finals. This is one of those things that, you finally conclude the day with the best, the premier event. And so we've already had our Valorant played out. We had a Rocket League played out. And now it is time to insert the dominance of the final game, and that's League of Legends. So both, teams coming back in to, obviously compete for the greatest spot to represent their state is an absolute prestigious thing to do, especially at LAN. It means that you don't get to have a claim to say, I am whatever tier, whatever rank, whatever thing that I've done. It means that I'm here to prove myself in order to, advance myself into the upper tier.
Doing my Rocket League games dirty. You're allowed to do the Uncle Roger thing, by the way. I'm not getting cancelled. But yeah, this is going to be pretty awesome. I'm very keen for this. Been looking to branch out into more League of Legends stuff, so really, really sick to be here watching this unfold in front of us. I'm very keen to see what our representatives for Queensland look like here, because Queensland's my home state. Let's send the boys away with somebody good on the side of the winner here, and I feel like we've got a good show in hand here. You've been telling me that these guys are surprisingly good.
Yeah, they are surprisingly good. I didn't think, League of Legends as a team will be able to, events like, the way they've been showing. When I did cast the games, I was just sort of like, okay, so it looks like, we might be having, one of those more like meta slaves or to more comfort picks here and there. But then, we were taken back a little bit after looking at, some of the games that they did go through. They show high level, expertise when you come down to team fighting, to see how they were able to control, even having their comfort picks being banned away. A lot of the things on the meta HSC when it comes down to league was, banning away comfort picks. That's like number one. It wasn't like, banning out what's coming on the current meta. During the durability patch, we're at 12.14 right now, I believe, which means that, specific champions are super tiered, super god lead if you know how to use them. But then again, if you haven't practiced enough, then you might just not be there.
Speaking of comfort picks, how are we feeling? What are the comfort picks going to be, and who do you think is the most likely to be banned here at the moment? Just judging by the state of meta as a competition right now.
Personally, I think I've seen some really big comfort picks. Like Anivia was a big one before.
Okay. I like that.
Victor, those.
Victor's been doing insanely well, this season.
Super pop off.
Really, really cool.
Gravity field and Chaos Storm. Drawing anything you want.
I think I've actually seen him be more successful this season than Oriana's.
Yeah, Oriana should not have a spot.
No.
Oriana needs a readjustment. They are going to readjust her, but probably going to miss out onto the next patch. Sivir, also super strong. Very, very...
Poppy.
Poppy jungle, always another thing. Fiora, another big pick. Aatrox, all super strong. Darius, a surprising pick right there. But then, Nautilus, Yuumi. If we talk about, Swain mid is also very super.
Swain's huge.
And then you have Volibear, you have Wukong, all these
bruisers are really, really going hard strong right now. Anybody with a bit more comfortability doing kind of passive farming, I'm finding are really coming up massively right now, particularly because of the buff to survivability, sustainability in a lot of champions. Already we see some big bans out. Hecarim, I think the Renata Glask ban has been super popular this season from what I've seen as well. The Pike's surprising to me a bit, but I don't think it's a bad pick. Neither is the Silas. Silas has been huge.
Yeah, I think when it came down to the bans coming from MSHS, I think Sivir, Silas, and Xayah are really good picks because Xayah is almost untouchable. Sivir is the same thing.
Sivir's
untouchable.
Just broken right
really
this second.
Broken.
It needs to be patched, but it will be. So waiting on that. Big pick there on the Zac first up as well. Zac's been big this season. Again, kind of that bruiserish sort of thing. Anything coming in and really enabling everybody on the field right now. That's the same reason where we talk about Poppy so much. Similar kind of vibes, I think.
Yeah, Zach, very viable, super pick right now, very abusive. With the bruiser and everything coming up, it just means that, Zach engagement is really good as well. They're going to have their own locked away, which means that they have access to better weapons into the future. They're going to get the upgrade. They're going to get the engagement ready. On the other side, you do see Lucian, Nami coming out, which means that they want high engagement, they want high pokeability, movement, which means that they need some support where they can actually get the engagement going, where the other side is just pure engagement. Now they have a Vigo coming in. Now,
I haven't seen a Vega this season, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I've seen one last week. It was good. However, I'm not sure if he's going to play into that because they have 2 engagers. Vega can hold his own quite well, build upon the stacks. The thing about it is that it's harder to get into it than anything. It could just be like a support Vega as well. It could be mid Vega, however you want to play it. And
yeah, was waiting for you to look across there.
Hey, we have an Azir. Let's go. That's what I was talking about. The Emperor of Shurima steps into the ring, and that's what I want to see.
Using the official title here, are we?
Yes, of course. The Emperor right here. Look. Azir is one of my main picks. Is very solid, super good when using the team fight. You look at players like Chovy, Faker, who's being prominent users, being able to go quite well into fighting it. And so when it comes down to it, now the ban comes down. A very surprising one is Seraphine, who's being banned out. If that just means to me that Seraphine was meant to be played mid, which means that Vega could possibly be a support right here, because Tick Ignite, Vega also being taken apart because jungle top hasn't really been picked up on the side of MSHS.
Viego's a really good pick for a ban there too.
So good, so good. It just means that there's still so many options left, right? MSHS, if they want to start prioritizing the junglers, right now they can't ban them fully out. They're going to go through deny Jin, which means that Israel, it means Zeri, all fully opened.
Really big focus on banning out supports, actually, from Macgregor there. Really didn't want them to get their hands on the supports they're not liking. That's the first ADC we've actually seen banned from their side, whereas if we look across to Wavell State High School, they've been banning out a lot more attack damage based characters here.
It's actually quite interesting that they're going to play, they're going to ban out the Morkaiser as well. So it means that, you have access to a lot of things. It looks
Sion?
They're hovering between Sion. It's not a bad pick to play into Zach or Ornn. It's not the greatest right there as well. You can ignore a lot of things. As a Sion, you can die as much as you want and you wouldn't care.
It's another one of those passive top laners.
That's right.
It's just can do well at the moment.
It's just that you can really lane superiorly against the Zach. You have lots of different ways to play. It means that they don't want to play top side, weak side.
Yes.
So, I guess that's it. That's the way I take it. So, if we go into that, they pick Sion, it means that counter jungles, counter ADCs, you have plenty of ways. It's going to be a Samira. So, typically, you match up with Samira, you still got Yumi open, you've got, you can even have Soraka at this stage, but because they're going to have that priority given out, if they hover between that Mundo, so they're going to have 3 massive bruisers picking up at the top. I made Mundo in the past, and
same.
You can't stop Mundo. If this is the pick they're going to go with, they're going to have 3 big guys come out, but no, it's going to get denied, it looks like.
Oh,
okay, so yeah. No, we're not going to get the Mundo going wherever he wants, being a big boss, especially after the rework. He's even more unkillable. Look, I love it if you can, but if you can't, you can't, which means that, following up, there is that Wukong. Very strong.
Big pick right now. I have actually seen people struggling to use it effectively, but in theory, it is a very, very valuable pick.
Super.
It does. If that is the pick, and it is going to be the pick, my attention is going to be very much on that Wukong because it is such a coin flip.
Yep.
It's either hyper successful or it can be a little bit meh if it's not played to perfection there.
Yeah. Wukong is just one of those super carries that you just have to pop off. You have to gank,
Absolutely.
you have to evade, you have to like do so much because you're so tricky. As a champion, obviously with your clone, Nimbus Strike, extension of your rod, you can do so much. The double knockup is huge, right? So on top of being a knockup, there's also Nami's bubble that you can actually have that potential disability. You have the Z shuffle, which means that Lucian should be super mobile to start picking off targets. Where on the other side, you rely on so many to pop off, but the main one you're looking is that Vega building up the stacks to make sure you can one shot with R, or you're looking at Samira to get that S pop off like Dante and be Devil May Cry.
Nami super underrated, I think, as a support as well. Largely because it is so skill based. The bubbles have to land, but if you can do that, and like you were telling me before, these teams are surprisingly good. I expect some good use out of that Nami. As a result, that should be a good pick by anybody who's able to hit those shots.
That's right. Oh, and I just see the prompter from the production. It says the taxi beep beep Azir right there. We love to see it. I love to see it personally. But yeah, going back in, Nami, Tidal Wave, Weapon Flow, you give extension to Lucian. Lucian's next 3 attacks empowered, super into play. You can just be one of those ones that can really do well, lane well against Samira. It means that can poke. Yeah. Samira only has that one W that can negate it once, and then Lucian shoots you anyway. You're still going to be on behalf. Yeah. They're looking to try to disable them onto the bottom. But I don't think that's going to be as successful because it's much more harder lane against Lucian, who knows how to control their wave. I
think Lucian's going to be an interesting one in team fights as well. Can do very well, but again, it's a pop off or nothing situation there. Once you get to team fights, I feel like in lane you do have a little bit more freedom, but once you get to that team fight stage, Lucian has to be played well.
Yeah. So the way that I see it is just that if you have a Wukong and if you have a Lucian, Nami, it means that you're looking to finish the game within 25 minutes. You need to. Otherwise, the other side, with Sing Zhao, with a Ornn, with a Zac, most likely they will just look to outscale you. If you look at Vega right here, that's what I was talking about when you play it. They did change it up a little bit, but it's going to be that Predator. So Predator into Event Horizon, looking to get stunned. You're going to have to invest in the QSS. You have to try to break out of it, and that is what they're going to try to do. Meanwhile, all that power is going to be to see how they lane, right? Because Azir has that out-laning potential against a Vega who has lower range, have to build up your Q, perimeter strikes and all that in order to be effective. But at the same time, pre-6, you can't lane against Azir that easily. Yeah.
Again, I think looking at that Vega, I'm less sure about that pick than I am a lot of these picks. It's just something I'm less familiar with this particular patch, but it is a favorite of mine, so played well. That's very exciting to me. Pretty standard across the map right now, though, as positioning goes, and this is going to be definitely just your average rank game startup positioning.
Yeah, so both is pretty much going to be taking up the jungle reds. The pathing is quite nice. You have see this what they're doing. So the Nami knows that
hyper aggression.
They can just keep on pushing. Right. This Lucian can just keep on eating it. In the beginning, you're not going to learn W as Samira, which means that your wave is going to be denied. They're going to deny your experience. They're going to deny everything that they can. So they will just instantly rush you up, push the wave, try to scale, and then deny you everything else. It means that you're going to be behind your CS, you're going to be farming on a turret. Not a fun time for anyone. But then again, Macgregor's state, they're controlling it nicely. It's a good pace. First strike Azir means that you're going to be able to poke with your Sand Soldiers, get you some more gold against Vega. It means that Vega is going to have to back a little bit more. And ensure try to poke out the teleport, and then you can't do anything else. Look at that poke potential. Zilling is doing a beautiful job right there.
So much lane control in this bot lane here from Macgregor State. I don't think they're going to have any problem for a little while here maintaining that. But yeah, we are looking at Samira eventually changing that tide a little bit, but won't be until level 3 at least. Oh, and First Blood just gets popped there. Zilin going to use that early power to just get a free First Blood.
Yeah, at the same time, look, they are just invading
this
the
is
jungle.
Very dangerous here with Wumi there available. If he is going to dodge that strike, and they are going to get out.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do. You're level 3. You don't have enough damage to finish off the Z.
Yeah.
You have to, you have to really risk it to try to do something, and then there's a Wukong that's going to chase right after you. So nice jungle invade coming up from Ibi, and at the same time, this is what we were talking about. Azir can just keep outlaning it, out poking you, and then he's going to pressure you every single time on the top. Nova leader, obviously just charging this one up. Can play weak side into Ornn, but look, it's one war smashing against another.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see much action as such out there. If we do, it's probably not going to result in too much.
That's right.
For a little while here. We did see early, actually, that Ornn get some big damage onto the Scion, but it really was just early game stuff. Audacity, look at the damage come out there early as it's getting traded out across a lot of lanes here. Majority going in Macgregor State High School's side during this laning phase.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. The weapon flow comes up. Zuling's just going to keep pumping those bullets in. Like, what can you do? Right? You just have to keep taking it. That's what I was talking about in the beginning. If you were able to, there's so many different picks and options. So this is something that goes into their team plan. If they wanted to, hover between the Zeri, hover between, that.
Oh, Novalander might actually be in trouble here. Despite the high health, chunked down quite well and left on a bar and a half health.
Yeah, the guy's miming. He's not even bothered with his crop.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I got the charges, but so what, right? And so,
more damage. Huge damage, and Audacity just barely getting out of that. Probably not a lot of health left on that.
Yeah, gets forced back. It means that they're going to push for the turret plates. He's running exhaust flash, and so as they hover between this, they want to try to get something done, but obviously they're going to spot out the Sinzao Raccoon here. Trying to get it, but it is going to be
Zilin should get a kill here, but it's just popped the passive. Has to survive Raccoon now until they have the chance. Raccoon taking a lot of damage as well, and it is very close to a kill there. Zach just getting out.
Yeah, nothing you can do. He has cleanse. He's running press to attack. Lucian can just keep on popping off at this second. Yeah. They do have the heal as well, so they really held that off quite well. Ibn popping off electrocute, really just patting that damage straight through. Audacity is back. Right? Look at all the waves crashing on her, and she has to take, the beating of 2 champions right in front of her while she's trying to, get a +1 onto the cannon. It's just every side is really starting to work out for Macgregor State High School. Yeah. They have 1.3k gold lead. Haven't really started on anything else on the objective. It's just they're giving a little bit of free farm all the way back into Ibi, giving him that place to catch up.
Although they should be able to start focusing objectives, particularly that first dragon, with the bot lane pushed so far up. They have really free reign over having attempts onto that dragon. Big gank into top lane, but oh my goodness, Scion can't be stopped and will make it all the way back.
Yeah, it's just like, Gwen's immune, Scion can't be stopped.
Yeah.
You can't do much. And so, there's going to be...
Oh, Woomy! Oh, so close! Vassal almost able to get something out there, but that's what you get going up against a Vega.
Yep. I mean, it was always there. The potential was there for him to do it. CS, he's in the lead a little bit. He's got a little bit of lead. Zach did come down and also have a look. Snowstorm wanted to see if there was a dragon being taken. So I believe they restarted it just then. But then, obviously the potential for coming in to get that first Hex Drake out, it's always good. It means more damage, more poking power. And look, this is such
and it is free. There's nothing to be done. Audacity can't even look up there. So realistically, you have one jungler with any availability to do anything about this. He's not available right now, and that's it. You go in, you would die on that as a solo entry to that. There's no fight that can be put up for that first dragon.
That's right. And so really surprising choice. I guess we'll just have to wait because there is such a big gap in terms of CS and experience. So you have Ziling, who already has his ult, but then Samira's still level 5. Still only on 29 CS, so obviously need to catch up quite a lot. And meanwhile, Ziling already picked up his quiver, got his pickaxe and shoes, ready to really pump it up. It means that the Sing Zhao need to come down and give that support. Otherwise, this turret is going to be pushed down very soon. He already took 2 plates and a half, and so looking to really go forward as well.
And that's a bit of a gold lead there from that as well in the bot lane, where they're already running out of control. You do not need that. It's definitely still going towards Macgregor's favour in that bot lane. Doesn't look like it'll be changing anytime soon, and that's why you have to look at where that jungle focuses its attention. You can put the support down to the bot lane just to make sure they don't feed, maybe, whatever, but realistically, you are losing that lane. You have to trade it for something else. Where do you look?
Yeah, and so it looks like this bottom turret is just gonna be fully run away. It's starting to hurt a little bit more to Wavell State as they just come back, and Zach is going to quickly dive to control this, try to clear this out. It's a lucky thing that they want to go for a full reset and then just go down. They know they're ahead, but at the same time, could have been dangerous. The potential to fully dive him was still there as well. I don't think he's got his passive anymore, and so it means that right now there's plenty for them to go through. Ebi now just working himself up. He doesn't have to do anything, to be honest.
Yeah, just gonna sit around and deal the damage. There's just so little to be done right now. I mean, lanes are too pushed up for Macgregor to get any ganks out. Really, they're just winning lanes. Haven't really entered roaming phase yet, so it's just a waiting game at this point in time. Once that laning phase ends and we start seeing some team fights, that's when I think we see more out of Wavell.
Yep, I mean, it's so difficult.
Oh, here we might have a bit of a team fight here. It's only 2 members of Macgregor, though, under threat. Eben going to take a lot of damage, might be able to get away from this, though. A big chase from Wavell State, but they are going to have to pull out of that one. The attempt goes nowhere.
Yeah, they're able to pop both flashes and a cleanse, and they're going to dive Vassal. And Vassal, pull back a little bit. Yeah, it's just going to shuffle out of there, no problem. Potentially, though, they are going to dive back in. There's going to be the full Shurima's shuffle at the same time. And, oh, let's go. Beautiful play coming back in. And there is going to be a revenge kill, but at the same time, Snowstorm has to run back.
Oh.
Here's the passive being popped.
Does get the opportunity this time. He's not going to let that get away. He's going to clean up Snowstorm, and that is a big play.
Yeah, that was 3 for the price of 1. That is worth everything right there. Just to go back, it started from the fight at bot, and then you turned really badly, right? So you pop flashes, you pop all the ults, and then at the same time they thought, okay, so we'll just quickly, run back into it, and then potentially...
Audacity picked up well there as Macgregor starts to run wild here. Top lane might be their only option, but that's a lot of damage up there as well. Unstoppable might not be enough. Eben under threat again here, and Raccoon will pick it up. First one back there in that bottom lane will make this 2-5 total, but still threat down that bottom lane. 1 might not be enough.
Yeah, look, Vassal is starting to pop off a lot more. Look at the...
Woomy, no! Oh, just too much poke coming out of Vassal, but Raccoon, he's going to trade it, and it will be Azir going down the mid lane as well.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't even get a hit in, so he doesn't get the support. And
yeah, I know.
And then, look, that's we were expecting this, right? When you have a Veigar and then you leave open so many things into the middle, you're saying that Predator and Veigar will just outscale anything. Yep. Yes, that's correct, but then during the laning phase, it's so much more harder. Azir's potential, his goal potential is much higher than yours as well. So Lost Chapter, both have it. The 2 wars are still bumping each other. This is never going to stop. No,
and Euphoric's just going to take it to the face. He doesn't care. He's got too much sustainability to be worried about that.
That's right. They say 40 CS difference. We go, look, you're a bruiser. There's nothing you need to worry about. Right? Your main priority is to charge that R, charge that Q, you die, and then you come back and you fight again. But then, the value that's given onto this bot, now he's got his Gale Force and his Lucidity boost. It means that every time Audacity decides to go forward and you can just inch forward a little bit of a misstep, Zilling's just going to punish.
Third objective here, going down from Macgregor straight. Raccoon looking to contest this, but probably the right decision not to go in on that. Might have been able to make a snipe attempt, but does avoid the situation entirely. Audacity gets absolutely shredded down. The stun on Snowstorm's going to keep him in this fight. Unfortunately for him, he gets popped out as well. And now it's going to be Raccoon taken out. Zilin just staying at a distance here as the fight starts back up. Vassal taking an enormous amount of damage. Euphoric doesn't quite get the ult where he wants it, and this fight is turning. Woomy very hurt, but it will be a peel back from Macgregor, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, you have your bruises ready, but then, you know, that Gale Force, that E instantly coming from Ziling has pretty much just shut that bot down. Nothing you can do at that stage. You know, despite Euphoric making his way down, trying to find some value in, it was just adding to the chaos. And the rest of Macgregor State High School, they say yes to the experience, they say yes to the fight. You know, they level up, and the Lucian has got a bounty of 400. It's 4 to nothing. And that is a big CS difference with a big kill difference.
Man, there is so much in the favor of Macgregor right now. 2 Dragons. They've also been able to get Rift Herald once here. That's the first tower for them as well, but Eben caught out by Raccoon. Might be something back towards Wavell's favor. The dive in is going to get Zach a kill, but in comes the rest of Macgregor. This is turning bad for Raccoon, who's trying to get out. Absolutely shut down. And it will be Wukong picking that kill up. Still a chase on. Snowstorm's going to get out of this, but Woomy doesn't have the mobility that he does. Still has the distance and will peel away.
Yeah, it should be fine just now. And so looking at a dive into Vassal, they are going to dive in, and he's stuck. Meanwhile, he's stuck. Look, he raises the sun disc, which looks more like the dust disc right there. Gonna poke out. Look at the damage he's doing. And
Sand Soldier's doing it tons. There comes the ult out from Lucian. Gonna be able to keep them at bay, and this does mean that they're going to continue this push through the mid lane. But look at this, the damage from Euphoric actually being able to just sustain through this big stun there on Jin Zhao, and he gets shut down.
Yeah, but they have to flash it.
Oh!
Comes a shuffle, beep beep.
And the miss of that ult that's used poorly by Nami, but it doesn't matter. They just overwhelm them with numbers. Euphoric's going to have to peel back here, and this should be a tower for them. Oh no, the ult from Euphoric. He picks something up, still gets taken down for the double kill, and that is going to be it for that attempt down the mid lane.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a misplay on both sides. Obviously, Ziling did fall right there, turret shot, and there was the call on God. Like, yeah. I mean, it's good. It's a good fight. Wavell has able to maximize themselves, but at the same time, if you look at the map objective, Macgregor, they just keep on taking every time you give them a little bit, right? They give a little bit. You know, they'll just be like, all right, we'll take a little bit more. I'm not sure what the full money is. I mean, they can go and contest right now, go and pick up Shelly. Having a Herald is always good, and then they can look to push the tier 2. But the thing is, right now, the value that Wavell was going for hasn't really turned out, right?
Yeah.
They're on level 8, level 11. Nothing has really sputtered out that this is it.
They've had small trades, but that's about it. That's all they've gotten, and the trades have always gone in Macgregor's favour in the long run. So there's not much they're getting out of this. Big ult there from Z-Lin, and it's going to end up with Raccoon taking the brunt of this damage. Snowstorm also still low. He's going to stay at a distance as Z-Lin takes some damage, and a killing spree is going to come out from the Azir as he picks up another there as well. Veigar stunned down, but has that protection. Doesn't matter. A kill again makes it a double for Azir. Snowstorm picked up in the long run. Doesn't have the passive up, so that's going to be an instant kill on him. Euphoric once again, the only one left to defend.
That's really rough to look at. They were caught out in their own jungle. They thought, all right, you know, surely not. Ziling is not going to come and charge us. But no, Ziling instantly charged. Here comes Shelly. This is going to be the T2 gone. And so Eevee, instead of having a very active game where he needs to gank, he had a much more easier time to breathe. At the same time, Raccoon getting caught out once again. Just barely dodges the bubble, even looking to get
Raccoon!
Which is quite nice. But Zilling quickly dashes out right here. Does have Nobility right here to charge with Eevee and Muscle. Looking at a potential play.
Oh, here it comes again.
Good.
Now, it's Snowstorm to pick up Zealin as well, and it's traded. Euphoric gets shut down. Novalita still on low health here, but he might still be the wrong target. Vassal taking more damage, even with the health advantage. It's going to be so much. There it is, the quadra kill for Azir, and the Zac gets shut down, and Ace comes out.
Yep. Nice. Right, this is what I was talking about. When you know how to control with an Azir, you just do so much damage. You do so much setup. Yes, they're able to get a little bit of stone back in, but guess what? You know, the Sand Soldiers provided the value. Renovally could just remain in it, and then at the same time, Audacity ran out of the ultimate. Obviously, tried his best to try to clean it all up. Could not do anything about it, and so yes, you got the Immortal Shield Bow. But you also, got put down way too early. Lucian's now powered up, even though he's 7 for 2. It's too much of a gap difference when it comes down to the current, and there needs to be a lot more that needs to happen.
A lot more still going to happen as a big entry from the Wukong provides a kill. Audacity goes down again. Raccoon caught in the middle. Might be sacrificing himself to Snowstorm here, but might not have been the priority that they wanted.
I think this is one of those times where you pretty much throw in the towel.
Yeah,
it's your AD has your big carries, right? Which is your Veigar, which is your Samira. You really wanted them to power ahead, but at this stage, both got put down, both got shut down.
Yeah, what carry?
Yeah, 151, 1063. This is where you look to your jungler. Your jungler is 473. Cool, that's all good. But then you look at the opposite side. You got a 10 for 2 Azir. You got an 8 for 2 Lucian. You got a 5 for 2 Wukong. And right now they're starting onto the Baron objective. They've got Soul Point coming up in 3 minutes and 45. Everything's just stacking in their favor. There's 11k gold difference, and yeah, it's so hard to shut them down.
You're way over the point of no return once you hit that 10k goal lead. Really, they've gone beyond that, and now they're gonna get a free Baron even if they trade it for Novalita here. I mean, it's a good kill, but it's again not the priority that they need to really come back into this. Will pop him, and they do get the shutdown. He's not even worried.
Yeah, he would just keep on farming, right?
Yeah.
While you wasted 4 of your guys there, your jungler Raccoon got taken down. There's the Baron buff. There's 4 of them that's still alive. And yep, look,
and Baron. I mean, they're looking to finish. As soon as you go for Baron, you should be looking to finish. And they are pushing in here. But that's a lot of damage in return. Zilin getting shut down. Eben just barely makes it out with about 5 health. It's going to be a kill on Ibby, though. And a double kill, triple kill for Ornn does keep them safe for the time being.
At this point, they need to make 3 more of those plays in order to chip up Wavell.
Yeah.
Despite it was a bad fight and they wanted to just quickly end to shut him down, I think they severely overestimated their capabilities in order to shut them down, because Euphoric has a Thorn Whale, has Force of Nature, has Steel Plated boost right there as well. You just can't pop him, right?
No.
The whole 4 out of 5 team members have it. And so you're pretty much looking to miss your shots, but at the same time, double the kill difference. Looking at the map objective, they reset. Wavell needs to catch up, which means that they need to have at least 50 plus CS on the board, which is not happening.
I mean, maybe it would have been worth it if they hadn't traded Raccoon down the bottom as well. But you can't be going in for a 4v1 fight and having people overstay to the point that they die. It's just not working for Wavell here. They've come up with one good trade, and it still had to be a trade.
That's right. And Novalita, that pretty much just gave the thumbs up to me.
Oh, big exchange. Audacity goes down. Absolutely popped. And they are looking for this mid tower. Run it down, they say. And here comes the Baron buff on the minions again. Sand Soldiers staying up to provide that extra damage, and oh my goodness, the Lucian ult enters them in. Woomy goes down, stun there on the Ornn, should be able to shred him down even with the sustainability he has. Under tower, now they are looking to end. Inhibitor goes down, looking to bring these minions in. Still the Baron buff active. That's a lot of damage on the first Nexus turret. They shut down the last champion available. One more spawning in. Audacity comes back out, can deal damage, but has no survivability even under tower. Zealand knows it, going in now, getting that damage out, gets the kill. This is over. It's going to be Macgregor State High School taking game 1.
23 minutes game. I did say Macgregor, this is what they wanted to do. 25 minutes game, keep it within that limit, right? Because you scale so well really early into the mid game. You can, you explode the beginning, you finish off the rest really quickly. It means that you deny Zac, you deny Ornn, you deny their capability of trying to start becoming that unkillable tank. And then you deny, right? You continuously deny. That Vega got shut down really hard.
Yeah.
And then Samira never had the chance to really shine until later. But by then, they were like one full item behind. And, Macgregor played that really, really well into the bot lane. Wavell was really great. Made Azir very proud. I'm very, very happy about that one. And so that's how, a 23 minutes game with 48 kills popped off.
Macgregor, they really built a good team composition there. Wavell did seem to fall back onto comfort picks for their champion picks. Like, if they had built around an Ornn that was almost as unkillable as he was, that Ornn was doing